sides mid-battle. They were adored and hated in equal measure, praised for their skill, cursed for their arrogance, immortalized in mosaics and graffiti. For Rome's masses, these men embodied everything thrilling and terrible about their world: glory, danger, and the promise that anyone, no matter how low born, could touch immortality. In a city of emperors, it was the charioteers who made the people truly roar. To the untrained eye, the Circus Maximus looked like a racetrack. To anyone who lived in Rome, it was the most powerful political arena in the empire. The roar of the crowd wasn't just about horses, it was about loyalty, ideology, and control. Emperors knew this all too well. A happy mob was a quiet mob, and the fastest way to keep them quiet was with bread and circuses, panem et circenses. Politicians sponsored races to buy favour. The bigger the games, the more generous the host appeared. New emperors often opened their reign with extravagant races, showering coins into the stands as if sprinkling holy water. The crowd roared not only for speed, but for gratitude. Temporary, fleeting, but enough to keep daggers out of imperial backs. The factions themselves were miniature political parties, each with its own patrons in the Senate and the palace. The Blues often represented the conservative elite, the establishment class, the kind who toasted Jupiter before raising taxes. The Greens drew support from merchants and the working poor, always restless, always louder. This rivalry occasionally turned deadly. Faction riots erupted in the streets, tearing apart neighborhoods and temples alike. Even the emperors took sides. Domitian supported the Greens. Caligula adored the Blues so passionately that he once dined in their stables. Nero, ever the performer, declared himself charioteer of all factions, though conveniently he always won. The crowd knew the races were rigged, but pretending not to notice was part of the fun. The circus became Rome's pressure valve. When taxes rose or grain shipments failed, the mob didn't storm the Senate. They booed the emperor during the races. Those boos mattered. One poorly received spectacle could spark uprisings. Emperor Justinian learned this centuries later in Constantinople, when faction riots at the Hippodrome nearly destroyed the city. Rome had written the manual, others merely copied it. To the emperors, the circus was both blessing and curse, the place where their people's joy could keep them in power or end their rule in an afternoon. Every lap around that track was more than sport. It was a metaphor for Rome itself, swift, brilliant,